ban. Dire team ban.
Hello?
Radiant team ban.
Was
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Enchantress.
Hello and welcome everyone to
Radiant
more Season
team
3
pick.
of WePlay. Once again, we've got some America's action on our hands. EWolves versus EnemyGG. I'm Llama Down Under and I'm joined by Ryu. That I did that. Anyway, how's it going?
I'm great. Glad to be here. It'll be our time casting. I'm grand.
I'm pretty interested to see how this match
10
goes because
seconds
I
remaining.
believe it has a lot of impact on the groups. It's all best
5
of ones.
seconds remaining.
EWolves are 2-2 right now, I think, and EnemyGG is 0-2. So obviously
Radiant
both teams
team
really
pick.
wanting a win here to try to get up to that top spot.
I wonder how it's gonna go. I'm always a fan of the South Americans here, but still have everybody's, town hero, town favorite, BSJ, kind of like the star, looks like from EnemyGG, as well as you have the other star, Smash Sama, S-God on the other side, but
10
I-
seconds remaining.
on paper I would still think EWolves is a little bit stronger, just because they've been around for
5
so long
seconds
and
remaining.
they've been together for so long.
Dire team pick.
I would agree. EWolves has also had a bit better results recently than EnemyGG, but it can go either way. And we've got a bunch of bans and picks. Both teams have done their homework here. Mystico's Mirana banned out, as is the Abaddon that EnemyGG pick up all the time. But we're getting to see some Smash Enchantress and Venge Faceless Void. That's a strong combo.
10 seconds
Faces Void
remaining.
synergizes well. I'm really, like Venge
5
is
seconds
you can swap
remaining.
out of somebody in the Chronos, so they kind of took that for themselves. It also kind of deters them from picking
Reserve
Batrider
time.
if EWolves wanted to go for that route. But at the same time, another
Dire
hero that
team
synergizes
back.
well with Faces Void was Invoker, which we haven't seen yet. Instead, on the other side, we're gonna have Death Prophet now. So we all know what she can do. Dominate the mid lane and crush your enemies with a siphon. So looking to
Radiant
see
team
what
back.
EnemyGG want to pick up here to really counteract P.
Yeah, I think it's always really interesting to see teams pick up the Death Prophet. She doesn't have the best of win rates overall, but that's also, I think, an effect of when everybody picks a
10
hero.
seconds remaining.
If everybody's picking her, superior teams are going to sometimes give it away
5
to lower
seconds
teams because they
remaining.
know they can beat it. She's certainly a good pickup. Chronosphere is terrifying, though, and I
Reserve
feel
time.
like the Faceless Void can be sometimes a pain to get out of lane.
Yeah. One thing though that screws over Faceless Void the most in Dota, it's always going to be silences, and the best way to do that is with the DP silence. You can use the EWolves combo into it. You can also get another hero, which is kind of confusing me, right? Skywrath was being banned out here. Obviously, it has great synergy with the Faceless Void, but against the Faceless Void, if you get the silence off, get a good stun
Dire
to lock
team
him down, you
back.
can kill him before he gets it off his time walk. So, well, instead we're going to be seeing a Dazzle ban. I really like this hero in general, just because he puts so much sustain and push presence, and obviously the Grave is very annoying to
10
deal with too. But
seconds
EWolves,
remaining.
and if you're looking at it, it looks like they kind of do want to do a cheesy
5
push strat.
seconds remaining.
Enchantress DP.
So, EWolves the other day ran a Chen and Enchantress strat. It did not work.
Radiant team back.
It was the, I believe, third time ever that had been played in professional Dota 2. All 3 games have resulted in losses, and the other 2 games were in 2012 or something. But as you said, certainly a lineup they like to peak earlier, I feel, than other teams.
10
Elite Wolves
seconds
generally
remaining.
plays really strong in the lanes, and that mid-game really decides the
5
game for them
seconds
because
remaining.
they often go into mid-game strong. Sometimes they stumble, sometimes they excel and just win the game before the 30-minute mark, but it's certainly a drop that they seem to like, and EnemyGG, we're gonna have to pick something to deal with the, as you said, a push coming.
I think Lena's really good here for EnemyGG. Put it mid. Does fairly well against the DP. It adds a lot of synergy with the Faceless Void too, where you can easily blow up. As well as you need somebody to burst the Enchantress, because Zeus is now banned. Could have been a perfect
10
pick, but
seconds
at the same time,
remaining.
Zeus gets absolutely demolished in lane against the DP, so
5 seconds remaining.
you would trade off the mid loss for Zeus, but his mid game presence would be
Reserve
so
time.
great with the Faceless Void.
Yeah, Elite Wolves have banned a lot of things that just seem to be saying, we want Smash to have a good time, because you can argue the same thing for Death Prophet, right? She doesn't like burst damage, but it does feel like the Skywrath and the Zeus also targeting Enchantress. So they haven't decided to ban out, I feel like Banana Slam Jammer has a large, well-known carry hero pool, things like Slock and so on, that they just haven't touched on Elite Wolves.
Dire
This is a
team
really
pick.
great hero, Witch Doctor, for dealing with the Enchantress. You just constantly can spam out the coconut. It helps out really early on with the creeps, setting them up for 5 seconds. And it also helps out when you get the Death Ward, because then Enchantresses, you can actually be touched then.
Yeah, I like it, as well as, even though the synergy with Faceless Void got changed ages ago, but it's still there. You just have to make sure you place your
10
ward
seconds
outside
remaining.
of the ult. And easy setups with Faceless seem to be a great way to,
5 seconds
every 2
remaining.
minutes get yourself a kill.
I actually had, you're
Reserve
giving me
time.
nightmares. I had a pub like a week ago or two where I had a basically kind of lost the game because the Witch Doctor had Ags and put it in Chronosphere, and it was sad. Sad times, but yeah, ever since that changed. Elite Wolves here now. What do they want to pick up? Do they want to go all in push? What do they want to do here? They're gonna do that like him? What do you want?
I
10
think they'll go
seconds
for Gyro.
remaining.
They love that hero. Gyro or Jug, they favor them. And actually, oh goodness, Elite Wolves actually is one of the few teams I've seen who they'll run
Radiant
Jug mid.
team pick.
Obviously not here because they already picked up the Death Prophet. But we've seen Van on a Jug mid in a few games that astounded me. But it works out. You get a little bit out of the lane, and then, as we talked about, you can group up and push very easily. Jug has great levels, has lots in that healing ward. They go with a Rubik though.
Maybe sometimes you want to pick up the Rubik to deter some picks, like say Enigma or Tide, but at the same time you already have your
10
off lane, and
seconds
then
remaining.
Enigma isn't going to be run because they already have their 2 supports, unless
5
Avenge Core, but
seconds remaining.
I highly doubt that. They'll probably pick up Invoker here or Lina.
Reserve
Still the
time.
best bet. You need something that can do well mid and then synergize with your Faceless Void, so... And I think saving the carry for last is the best option here.
Yeah. We also already saw today, I believe it was Mama's Boys was in one of those games where one team had the Faceless Void versus with the Invoker on the same team, and as you talked about, you just set up Sunstrikes easily. So it's a nice pickup for them, and I do think they have an Invoker player, so I'm a little surprised for taking so much time to figure it out. Both teams actually very low on time in this draft.
Somebody's using this. Yeah, that's the only reason they... No, but... They are taking their sweet time. Okay.
Wow.
Dire team pick.
I really like this hero.
It's similar, some similar things. Bring some burst damage, bring some ways to damage Enchantress here.
Yeah, the biggest problem still is making sure that Puck... It's kind of difficult to say how well it synergizes with Faceless Void. On paper, it doesn't look that well because you want to jump in with both heroes,
10
and
seconds remaining.
it's like Puck's gonna jump in with the Blink Dagger, right? But
5
at the same time,
seconds
Faceless
remaining.
Void can't be in the middle too, so it's kind of like, okay, Puck, blink in, and
Radiant
you're gonna get
team
your silence off your core, and then your coils and everything, and then what is Faceless Void come in afterwards? But at the same time, they still have a good setups though, because it will synergize really well for Witch Doctor, what they're both trying to do. But hello, hey Fuzzy.
I like the Ursa
10
pickup. It's
seconds
something that
remaining.
seems very Elite Wolves-esque. They really like to be aggressive. Ursa
5
can allow
seconds
that. It's
remaining.
also, I think, it puts a lot of pressure on the Radiant when you're Dire. You just have to keep checking Roshan. It wastes so
10
much time.
seconds remaining.
I agree. You
Dire
want to check
team
Roche,
back.
and it's really good early on for Faceless Void. Because you can keep spamming out the overpower, because it's only 10-second cooldown, and then you can definitely burst down Faceless Void situations, and probably Elite Wolves will get another stunner or a silence
10
here
seconds
to sure it up
remaining.
that they can burst down the Faceless Void when they have the lift combo.
5
But
seconds
yeah, like you
remaining.
said, biggest thing is the Roche. How much presence they have right now is insane. EnemyGG, nice Morphling ban.
Radiant team pick.
Nice
Yeah,
Morph-
so I don't know if you know, NMEGG have tried to run the Morphling Faceless Void together, and even though it sounds like it's going to be a decent combo, because of the range on the Morphling, it proved very difficult to get the right setups, but it is something that Banana Slam Jammer plays a lot of.
Definitely want to be careful. It's a really good hero Morphling to deal with Ursa. It's half and half for Death
10
Prophet, I want to
seconds
say.
remaining.
Once you get the Blade, or it
5
becomes
seconds
really
remaining.
easy to blow up the Death Prophet, but at the same time, you can still get silenced near Morph.
Reserve
Can't Morph
time.
anymore if you don't get it off before, so. It's kind of a double-edged
5
sword.
seconds remaining.
He's definitely very good in certain situations, but there you go.
Dire team
Okay.
pick.
This is obviously, if he's in that Metamorphosis, he can have synergy with Faceless Void, but it's not a pickup I was expecting to see with the Faceless Void.
It's like they're saying, hey, well, we're going to have a very hard time tempo controlling, so what we're going to do is we're going to, get an early game hero where at 10 minutes in, if you have drums already online with
10
Terrorblade, you
seconds
hit one
remaining.
good chrono, and you team wipe Elite Wolves, you're going to lose
10.
1 or 2 towers at least. And, alright, I can't believe it.
Fourth
Uh,
game ever in Dota history.
That's a pretty good stat. I remember, I
So
will remember.
I've gotten to cast both half of the games with Chen and Enchantress have been cast by me. It didn't work last time. I want to say they were up against Archon. I will quickly check, but it didn't work. It just proved to have a lot of trouble getting stuff done in the game. I do wonder how it'll go now.
I mean, it's still a really great idea what they're doing. I honestly would like Enigma a little bit more, maybe, where you could just free farm in the jungle. But yeah, Chen, kind of like
Prepare for
counterintuitive. We'll
battle.
see if they're gonna set up any wards here. Nice TP out from Frozen. See if he can get up some. Oh no, he's not gonna invade the jungle.
This is a very aggressive, nice ward, yeah, and they also get one down here because Mystico TP'd out as well. Just nice, solid warding your opponent's jungle out, and this one, does this block? Don't think it does.
Not. They shouldn't block. If that blocks, then that's a hack.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't block, just these camps. This one has a ridiculous spawn box, etc., etc., but we might see an early engagement. Elite Wolves can see everybody, and I think realizing they're outnumbered, backing out, but Mystico very close to Flying
30
Zebra.
seconds
Nothing
to
gonna
beat.
happen there. Okay, so
All right. Who do you think has the better, or whose lineup do you like more?
I don't know what to say because we've got Chen Enchantress again. I'm really not sure what the game plan is with Chen and Enchantress. We've actually got some casual harass coming out. They're being very aggressive on enemy, going up onto their enemy's high ground. Flying Zebra maybe overextended here. The telekinesis is skilled, lifted up. Frozen now going to have the chance to throw out a stun, but that's already first blood. And now Metamorphosis is up on Banana Slam Jammer. Can he take out the Ursa? The orb comes through. They do manage to get that kill. Will they find another? It's not looking like it. So only rune engagement.
Definitely coming out to the side of Elite Wolves. Metamorphosis is now down. Sure, they might have gotten this ward block off, but it's not going to be enough. What chance? They
And
might even get a
yeah. Frozen tried to go in for a secondary stun, but with no team around, looking like just gonna get auto attack down. Does buy a TP, so don't lose too much. What is this game? It's very odd.
to say the least. And this is going to look, it's going to be very good for the early game from Elite Wolves because they managed to save their jungle and they got those kills. So Enchantress and Chen are going to be fine even if they go back to their own jungle. mid lane is going to be banned. He's just crushing Puck right now because of he wasn't able to get to the lane fast enough.
And this also seems to be, this matchup maybe a little bit favoring the Death Prophet, obviously, with Spirit Siphon. You know, even if you phase shift, you're still Spirit Siphoned when you come out of it. It's just a little bit strong of a spell. Either way, we've got some other lanes where it does look like EWolves, they've got an aggro try that they're running, which means that we are going to see Ewo versus... Actually, their lanes are all weirded up, right? Like,
Yeah,
we have
Witch
double
Doctor.
jungle.
Here you go. They're going on him.
Oh, they have the Hadoken creep. This is for sure. Witch Doctor going down. What is this bottom lane?
It's an army.
But
The army's here.
what's going on with two junglers in the same lane is what I'm trying to say.
I feel like the Rubik's the one farming now. He's the core.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Oh, look at this. Terrorblade is getting... Oh, boy.
Yeah, there's gonna be a telekinesis. Not sure if they have enough damage, although there's another Hadoken about to come out. MGod taking quite a bit of damage right now. It's frozen caught out again. This isn't... I mean, I never thought of this. You have so many creeps now, right? They have a stun and the Hadoken creep. You don't normally have that at level 1.
Yeah, and because Metamorphosis wasted earlier, I mean, this is just
tower is under attack.
terrible right now for NME. I mean, yeah, this is mid lane. I don't know. They just gotta hasten, drive by. But let's look at the score. 7-4 to 3-0. Really hard time for Puck here.
Yeah, I didn't expect Puck to do terribly well in that lane. Obviously, Death Prophet, she's a very dominant laner. It also does look like up top, the Faceless Void is having a lot of trouble against Ursa because of that Fury swipes.
They just set up really nicely to win every single lane here. And even if it goes bad, Shin and Enchantress can always go back to the jungle and they can rotate onto the Puck mid. Oh, Courier? Yeah.
How should enemy... I mean, you have to respond to this in some way, and you could try ganking mid maybe, or top? Or do you think you just try to make sure that Terrorblade gets something out of this bottom lane?
Alright, BSJ just popped his Metamorphosis.
Oh. And Faceless Void goes down in top, although Iwo not getting killed in return. Yeah, we have Metamorphosis up, but I'm not sure. Okay, they make an illusion of smash. They've got the coconuts flying out. Oh, the nice, excellent bounces. Frozen gets in range of that magic missile. One more auto attack will do it. An Untouchable isn't gonna save your life this time.
There's a man fight going on, and
yeah, they decide to not man fight this time. This is just so hard for a Puck.
I don't even know what you would do in this situation. He's finally got his bottle though. He can be happy. There you go, Pucky.
Can Bottle Crowing salvage this, or do you think it's just you try to rotate at 6 if you're Slayer?
Yeah, rotating always at level 6 where the enemy is going to play really aggressive is what Pucks thrive on, as well as a good rune here. They can get the bottom rune. He said they can Bottle Crow, and he should be fine. He's got 11 CS right now. He's
The forest cloaks me.
kind of back into the game a little bit here, so he's not getting shut down as heavily.
Oh no, Frozen has been found out again. Was checking or aggroing Roche, maybe worried about the suicide, but there are a lot of enemies nearby, and now also in mid, we're getting a bit of harassment. The fact that he's Centaur,
So
oh no, here comes Ben, oh, he gets the Crypt Swarm, and yet there are so many Centaurs, it's like a maze. We're gonna see Flying Zebra fall as well. Puck tries to help out, but has to be careful here, or Slayer may sacrifice his life as well. Looking like they'll just exchange autos.
I mean, this is like some next level pub strats coming at you right here.
And yep, they're going for it. Puck gonna jaunt on over, but now into a telekinesis. TPs are coming, but it will not be in time. MGod? No, Frozen not able to auto attack. So this... Oh, and now Frozen in a lot of trouble. There's gonna be a Crypt Swarm. They pop the Exorcism just casually, just for Frozen, you know. And that's gonna also help them pound away at the tower. What is this game?
Like a stomp to me.
2,000
2,000 gold? No, it's like 2.5k gold. 5 minutes.
This is very different actually from the way EWolves ran it last time. They did last time run the Enchantress off lane solo, and they had the Chen in their own jungle coming out to play sometimes. I don't know whether the loss, I believe it was to DC, caused them to change it up. It was either, I don't know what, but this is going very well for them.
trying to figure out how they can come back into the game. You really need to Void to have levels,
Dire's
and the
bottom
synergy
tower
with their
is under
lineup is...
attack.
I don't even know where the synergy comes from. It has to be Witch Doctor level 6. But if they can get the kill on mid...
Oh no,
Man.
Flying Zebra, it's gonna have the smoke be broken, but there's Frozen, gets the magic missile off. There's already the Spirit Siphon, Van taking almost no damage, but in comes Puck, has some good burst here to walk away at her, and the autos should be enough. Bring her down.
Strange time to hibernate.
Well... Those already? Oh, yeah, this is what we feared.
Yeah.
But, like you said, this is just good. That was finally a good rotation coming in. Van could have used Spirit Siphon on another hero. Could have helped him tank up a little bit more, but in the end, I think he would have still went down. It wouldn't have been enough to survive all the burst damage, but Roche at 6 minutes 35 here?
Yeah.
It would have been funny if Chen got the last hit. Like,
I think it's really difficult. Usually when a team runs junglers, you're expecting your lanes to be stronger, but as you said, EWolves have done such a good job of picking their lanes. Banana Slam Jammer, he is 6, but whether he'll even be able to, he gets the Thunder off, but it doesn't matter, they bring him down. And the rotation's too late.
yep, the supports weren't there fast enough to be in a position. Even if Puck TP's there, he's dead. This is just them putting on a lot of pressure. I mean, they almost have level 6 on the Chen and the Enchantress. That's what I'm most afraid about. The EXP gain right now is through the roof for EWolves.
Which is surprising because they have spent quite a bit of time down here. They've just been able to jungle a little as well. And as you said, it puts them way ahead. Chen just hit 6. Enchantress is about to hit hers, as you mentioned. The farm levels going very well again for EWolves. EnemyGG are probably going to be losing some towers in short order from the looks of things.
Middle tower is under attack.
Trying to figure out still how they get back into this game.
I guess
can't
it
even
has to be
answer it that much.
smokes, right? Like, you have to try to smoke, maybe try to wombo combo in the Faceless Void ult. You talked about maybe not having the best of synergies, but at least they'll have Death Ward and Faceless Void ult in about 3 minutes or so.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Bottom? Smash? Is he gonna get turned on here?
Okay, but he takes so little damage, they need some boast. The orb misses. Player not committing for the jump, and in the meantime, in middle, yeah, they've lifted up Frozen. Goodbye,
Dire's
sweet
top tower
Venge.
is under attack.
They just have such a tall task to do in all these lanes where Void can't even go in a lane alone, and it feels like anymore. He just gets owned by anybody. The Death Prophet, the Ursa, I mean even the Enchantress. Well, top lane.
Yeah.
They-
Will the stomp come out? Banana Slam Jammer just throw out the slow. He makes an illusion. He's actually doing quite a bit of damage with those illusions. But in comes the Ursa on the other side. Does he have the Sunder? Doesn't look like he has time to use it. Whoa, is a little bit low. Has that Aegis. Will they be able to get some follow-up? But they just back on out.
Please stop the bleeding enemy. This is just the pressure coming in bot lane. I mean, there'd be pressure in mid if there was a tower, but let's see what Van can do. Already up here, he's going for the best Octarine. Could be a casual
Radiant's
point booster
bottom
into a
tower
Yule
is
still.
under attack.
I think staple is going to be Yule still
Radiant structures
because you
are
can.
fortified.
It helps a lot in this game when you want to get out of the Puck silence, as well as Yule's upping the Void in the Chronosphere or before. Oh, top, here we go.
We'll have a TP in. We'll see whether Banana Slam Jammer can get there in time. We've already used the Dream Coil and the stun. Iwo getting low, but again, he still has the Aegis, and the Chennial comes out. And now Banana Slam Jammer has to run away. The Fade Bolt also making it so they hit like kittens. And Puck has stolen the orb. We'll see whether he can get some harass on with this. Already quite a few members on enemy, very low. Iwo just still standing up there like it's no problem. He has the Aegis for another 2 minutes, but it does look like they'll disengage.
God here was looking for a play like you said with the orb. Didn't find anybody else.
I mean, even if you sack towers, I don't see, as you've mentioned, I don't see a great way to come back into it. And the part that I guess orb comes out, gonna be off the mark. Even if they get more farmed in the coming, even if they manage to get some sort of farm, of course it'll be nerfed because they've lost a lot of map control. Enemy need a while for this Terrorblade to get online, it feels like.
Yeah, it just feels like we're going to be going into that 25-minute territory where enemy are going to try to hold high ground with, a big chrono
Dire's
to a
middle
good
tower is
puck
under
jump.
attack.
But,
Radiant's
wishful
bottom
thinking,
tower
like you
is
said,
under
they're just
attack.
going to get drastically
Radiant
outfarmed. They're gonna have
structures
complete
are
roach
fortified.
control for EWolves, and maybe if they can kill Van here, he's might have overstepped his boundary a little bit. But wise.
There is a... Oh, maybe he's thinking about there is a Dream Coil at the ready. The now a deny coming out of Slayer, and Van pops an Invis rune.
Radiant's
They'll get...
bottom
that's something.
tower has been denied. Radiant's top tower
That's
is under
like
attack.
giving a penny to somebody for a job well done. I guess they earned it. You know, they earned it.
Yeah,
Radiant's top tower is
something
under
else I
attack.
wanted to mention, I'm not quite sure what exactly this is, but when we look at EnemyGG, they have very few wards up across the map,
Radiant's
and
middle tower is under
also
attack.
not very many on them. I think perhaps getting some of those up in their jungle, it's just rough because this other team is so far ahead.
Van scouted them both out. This is looking very bad.
Okay, the silence comes out onto Slayer and also just brings him down Sovereign, leaving immediately.
Dire's
This
bottom
ward as well
tower
sees
is
it
under
all.
attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
We're 10 minutes
Radiant's
in,
middle
almost
tower is under
7.5k
attack.
net worth behind on EnemyGG and also 5,000 experience. As you said, I'm not sure how you get back into this. They still don't have level 6 on their supports.
There we go.
Oh.
Chrono 4.
Yeah, it's a really big chrono. He's also ruined all of their cooldowns. The stun comes out onto Ewo. They might even be able to kill this so they take him out, and Sovereign backtracks all of that damage. Banana Slam Jammer can't actually attack the Enchantress. And just that one kill? Yeah. Over 1,000 gold swing, that's something.
That's nice. That's good. That's what they needed. They got the Witch Doctor ulti online now because of that. Venge is almost to her level 6. The problem is they have to keep hitting good ones like that, and obviously the Chen can send back, and he can heal a lot. So you might not get that play as well as the Rubik Lift next time. Could also go for the Chronosphere steal, and then make the play on enemies' other heroes. Obviously Faceless Void can still walk into it if he steals it and puts it on him, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah, you need to hit what? You have to hit the Rubik, you have to hit the Chen, you don't necessarily have to hit the Ursa, but you have to be careful about it. You want to hit the Ursa. It's a tall order for Sovereign, and speaking of tall orders for Sovereign, he is trying to get away from Ewo. He does have a time walk, so he can decide to jump on out, and he goes for the TP. Ewo, nothing yet.
Oh, if he popped the Enrage.
That was
would've been
yeah.
enough.
Okay,
Mid,
though, in mid, Dream Coil, and they managed to get the ult off, but it's not quite close enough to hit onto Van. Exorcism is popped. An enemy, they need to scatter here. It's looking like they'll get one out, but Flying Zebra gonna tank that gank.
Van could have got a double kill there. He didn't use his silence fast enough on the puck, but still, they're gonna be pushing down this tower, and they're gonna be happy about that nonetheless.
Still a couple kills for enemy. You know, again, it's starting to stem the bleeding. They'll lose another tower, they'll lose some more map control, but they have gotten these wards out.
Radiant's middle tower has
And
fallen.
now we'll see if they can defend top.
Just looking at the Terrorblade, still looking pretty underwhelming. You really need to have, yeah, Manta style. Definitely want to have that set for just gauging, or say for the Yule Scepter. Get out of that. Also want to have it for once the Ursa comes in and claps you. That's slow. Oh, it's pretty big deal once it's maxed out, having a 55% slow. So definitely need to find a way to get rid of him. The Evo is just taking down everyone.
Now, if you're the lineup of Elite Wolves, obviously you don't want to get caught in a chrono again because you are quite far ahead. You might give away a lot of gold. Is there good ways to itemize your Ursa for pushing? Because he's not traditionally a hero we think of as a push hero. Or do you think they should just keep...
Dead.
Oh, okay. This would be a big kill, and they do manage to get it, as you said. They didn't even have to use the Chronosphere there. So this is very good for enemy.
It's a good swap setup. What were you saying?
Dire's
I
middle
was just
tower is
wondering
under
whether
attack.
you try to itemize the Ursa in a particular way to kind of fit with this lineup, or just say, hey, he's just gonna attack on your front lines.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think
Dire's middle tower is
since
under
he's gonna have
attack.
the Aegis a lot, you don't have to necessarily go for the ult. Mid.
Okay, Enchantress, she's healing up.
Radiant's
Sovereign
top
hasn't
tower.
used that ult yet, but Banana Slam Jammer has to be careful there. He's trying to do something, and they've got the Death Ward going out. Smash taking a lot of damage, still holding her in place, but in comes Ursa. That's one way to stop a Death Ward, and Sovereign, he can't move. He's had his time dilation stolen. That's incredibly rude. Well played, Rubik.
M-God here, showing off his skills. Now you see why they picked Rubik into a wonky lineup.
Yeah, it's definitely something where there are some very good steals here if you're a Rubik, but as you said, it wasn't maybe the hero we were expecting, and they're gonna go for the high ground push. They will.
I mean, they have no chrono, they have no wish doctor ulti. I don't even think they can kill Smash.
You gotta try, right? We're just gonna see this tower fall most likely to Exorcism. I think they'll maybe glyph the racks or just give it up. I'm not sure. There's gonna be the Hand of God coming out as well from the Chen. Slayer taking quite a bit of damage and silenced up. Here comes Smash, as you said, with that Dragon Lance. Really nice time dilation. Gonna slow things down a little bit.
They
And
don't have Puck to blink either. No way they can even go in.
The Rax, it still isn't dead yet, although Flying Zebra taking a lot of damage there. And now we are going to be seeing, oh, the Exorcism's done. Can they stand and get the Chen creeps off of the buildings and save their Rax? Apparently they can.
You know, sometimes I wonder, is it good to... Say they had gotten the Rax, they could have gotten it, 100%, but they would have probably sacrificed at least 2, if not 3 heroes. So at the end of the day, I would still say sacrificing 3 heroes would have been worth it there. But maybe they're afraid, then if you sacrifice heroes, Puck gets Blink, maybe Terrorblade gets another item, they get Blink on Void, and, well, he's not even getting close to Blink. Flash, though.
I think you're right. The question in their minds has to have been, we have to be careful. Terrorblade's a very sneaky hero. He can kind of pop out of nowhere, maybe get a lot out of split pushing, so I think they're cognizant of that on EWolves and don't want to give their opponents any rubber band gold. But they did play very cautiously, and now we'll see if this tower push is another one where they play cautiously. Because they can give it up, it's a tier 1, but I think they want to fight here. Apparently enemy do not.
Yeah, they can't fight. I mean, they have to have the perfect setup. You can't fight without having your Puck Blink. And then you also need to, you really want to have Void Blink too, but that's going to be a long ways off. It's just the thing is, right now, are they thinking about, hey, if we lose this Aegis, is it over? So they're probably thinking from enemy side, is it going to be all in for us to try and get a huge chrono at the Roshan? Or how are we going to do this? Are we going to just spend high ground? And I think the play here is to go for the Rosh. Because if they go knocking on your door with Aegis, Ursa, DP ulti, I think they can hold it.
The Roshan Pit also seems like one of the best points where enemy can fight. As you said, they have to land everything. We're better than a tiny choke point. Although it could just be, you know, Ursa can just stand in there alone.
See, this is the problem right now from EWolves. Like, makes a tier 3 or tier 2 team become tier 1. You send somebody top, you send somebody mid, and you push out those lanes so that this doesn't happen, because this is giving, you know, an enemy a chance to actually go into the Roshan pit here when they can easily go to the other side, because they don't really have a good lineup for Rosh either. I guess you could say Venge. There we go.
Okay, yep, Slayer has Blunkin, thrown out the silence, but immediately backing on out. The Exorcism is popped Sovereign as well, stunned, silenced. He can't do anything, he's gonna get stuck up. And there's gonna be no ult coming out from him. The Aegis has been picked up. Dream Coil onto 2, Banana Slam Jam trying to work with them. And no, the Death Ward, they actually retarget it. Van is going to fight. No, he doesn't fall yet. We still need one more auto attack. He's still not dead. And now Slayer, the only survivor of that fight, just gonna limp away. Has to be careful. The telekinesis comes out of a cooldown and he uses that blink and the time walk, but immediately Slayer also blinking away. But this Rubik is incredibly mobile right now. Slayer own, meaning that he cannot get away, and that should be a Rax.
That's pretty much game.
Radiant's
Has to be devastating. I guess they still have the tier 2s up on the top and the bottom, but after this, Elite will probably transition tier 2 top. Then they'll probably back up a little bit and wait for exit. That was the best chance they had.
I think it was a really smart draft by EWolves, but also normally when you pick, you know, 2 junglers, 2 heroes that are maybe going to be off the lane some, there should be a way to exploit that. Do you think Enemy could have done something differently in the earlier game?
I mean, I think the biggest thing was the Metamorphosis pop. That gives the huge cooldown to the Terrorblade where you can't use it in the early stage, and that's just where it sets up, you know, for this early game aggression from Enchantress and Chen. And like you said, maybe if they had blocked their own camps or something crazy, they could have stopped all these, you know, Chen creeps coming in, the Enchantress as well, so...
Yeah,
I don't know.
it would have been a big investment though, and how do you know block our own camps? They just go to their jungle, etc. We'll see probably the final fight here of the game. Can Enemy get anything done? They do have their big ults on cooldown,
Radiant's top tower
so they just have to
has
find a position, but of course now Ewo still has that Aegis. Banana Slam Jammer poking away there, no Metamorphosis up on him. And Frozen taking a quarter of her health on that bench. Okay, Sovereign tries to go from behind, but completely misses. There's going to be Puck attempting to go in as well. The Death Ward is out. Dream Coil hits on 3. Smash taking a lot of damage here. Can they bring him down? They just managed to get him to the Death Ward. It is stopped, and the returned Chronosphere as M-God just pokes away at them. Slayer going to be taking a lot of damage, silenced and sucked off here, while Frozen also taking the Hadoken and the auto attacks. Looking like we have some buybacks, but I don't know if it'll be enough with no big ults up. Metamorphosis finally comes out, but Iwo just popping that Enrage, taking no damage. Finally, the Exorcism is out, and now Iwo, he's still alive there. The Aegis, it's not even looking like that'll pop. There's Fate Bolts flying around. They finally get the Aegis down, but Sovereign, he is dead. Banana Slam Jammer trying to play, actually Sovereign, time walking backwards. M-God gonna go down there. That's a big one. Sovereign does eventually end up falling to the newly respawned Iwo. They're chasing him a little bit, seeing what they can find there, but Van, gets the Spirit Siphon. There's gonna be the swap in health from the Sunder, and it gets sent home. And now Iwo coming back in for more the blink onto Banana Slam Jammer, and I think, as you said, that'll be game.
Yep, there was definitely a drafting thing in that level 1 engagement really cost them a lot. Like, I want you to think about how monumental it was. 1, it put the cooldown on Metamorphosis. 2, it gave DP, like, 2 DPCS and denies, which hurts Puck's lane because then you could just drag it back the lane or push it even harder and then Puck misses CS on the towers. And then 2, you have this Ursa versus Void matchup where Ursa is going to completely crush. He got boots really early on and he just absolutely dominated. So they're going to lose top, they're going to lose mid, and even by chance they win the bottom lane, there's just